Like, your guy would have
Indeed.
earned not just him, but several to keep, to keep them in check.
Okay, and Sentinel's back. Woo.
Okay.
But
Are we back live?
18.
So don't worry about.
Okay, we're back
18?
live.
Okay, cool. Don't worry about that. All right, so we're back live. What was I saying? Yes.
Thing came skittering in.
Boy.
Yeah, a
Skitter
small
boy.
cherubim boy comes skittering in. Little halo bobbing on his head as he comes rushing in, stops and pants, and you would note that he's in full colour. He's as if normal in this world of painted lines. Just, sorry, sirs. I was reshelving some of the books. Takes a moment. It's just like catching his
Are
breath.
you going to be okay?
Yeah, catch your breath, mate.
He pulls a little ink pen from his side and just draws in midair a glass of water, which he plucks out of the air and just downs and just shakes the glass, and it slowly fades into just smeared ink in the air. Sorry, sirs. How can I help you, sirs? Ma'am? Sir and ma'am?
I need to talk to Sen. I have an artifact of interest to him.
Oh, he's in the study. Do you want me to
Very
take you?
good. Sure. What's your name?
Oh, I'm Doodle.
I see.
Oh, that makes sense. Of course it makes sense. This place is weird.
I'm Master Sen's
Yes.
first cherub.
Ah. Very good.
He stands really proudly in his little sort of... It reminds you of this thing that your father wore. Just this simple sort of like almost Greek unitard sort of thing.
Hmm.
And he turns around
I
and
guess we'll-
starts kind of triumphantly kind of marching along.
Well, at least they're keeping themselves busy.
Yeah.
But, whatever happens, feel free to intervene if you feel the need to.
Is that a suggestion or a request?
Request. Just if you think something isn't right, feel free to make a judgment
Okay.
call.
Okay.
I trust you.
That's more than I do.
This goes for everything, by the way.
Oh. Okay.
I'll follow along to the study.
So
We
you
follow.
eventually, as he walks along, you would hear the distant sound of and the crumble of stone. And as he rounds one of the corners on a bookshelf that is mostly empty currently, you would see a nice open space at the center of this huge octagonal shape where all of these library books reside. As you would note one of the panels that you have now entered into this main center, you can actually see all of the panels clearly now. And one of them, that's at the 45-degree angle, is a big glass domed window that you can see is looking out into the void. So you can see the light from some of the other planes of existence filtering in and cascading this little ray of light down into this open clearing where you would currently see your father currently stood in a pose, one knee raised, elbow on his knee, chin on his hand, wings outstretched, and you would see Sen currently leant over a large, a smaller marble statuette. And you would note that all of the other podiums where there are some others, some are really poorly done, others have been smashed in anger, and you can see only one of them is an empty podium.
Mm.
And you can see all of the things he's currently trying to form are other cherubs.
Hmm.
As you can see him currently trying to whittle away at the facial features and try and make another cherub. And this one's kind of looking closer to right than wrong, as he is just... And then he would turn and notice you both.
Give a small bow. Master Sen, see you've been keeping busy.
And he would crane himself up, as you would note he is, once again, like the cherub in full colour and dimension, same as your father as well. And he would adjust his feathers that flow over his body like a cloak.
So you've both arrived. What may I do to assist you today, my... my champion?
I came across an artifact of interest. I've attempted to identify, but all I get is the first truth.
You see his
As I
eyes
hold out
widen
the
a
mask.
little at that.
This mask I have heard of before. It is not something that I can wield, but there is something I may be able to do.
And he would smile and plucks a feather from his back and would use it to write a set of glyphs in the air. And then he underlines it and you'd watch them glow before fluttering into flames.
Yes. This mask, I believe you have pure mana on you, yes?
A nod.
2 drops of that, where the eyes would rest, and then you wear it under a full moon. Which I believe is, coincidentally, what is tonight in Eros.
What does it do?
Oh, well, if I told you, that would get rid of half of the fun, wouldn't it?
Well, I suppose you wouldn't tell me this if it meant putting me at risk.
But what is learning without risk? You will have to see.
Turn it over in my hand. Indeed we will.
Oh, and Ivor, is it?
Yep.
Hmm. I can smell another god on you. I see you've talked to your patron finally.
I have.
Interesting. Would you like to make a deal?
Why should I?
I'm sure there's something you want. Some knowledge or information.
And he plucks another feather, this one solid gold, he would waggle it towards you.
I'd listen to the terms before saying yes or no.
So what would you want from me?
Oh, I would like you to just plant this feather, like a seed, in his domain the next time you are there.
And what would it do?
It would allow me some insight into how other gods live.
Why not just ask one?
Well, the last time I tried to speak to another...
And your father interjects, Calix, as he goes, he nearly got vaporized by Pelor. I don't want to be in this pose anymore. Can I have a break?
No, you will stay in that pose. I'm almost done with the second cherub. Just need to get the face right. What do you both think?
And he stands aside to show you the second cherubim, and it looks like a girl this time. Like little pigtails down to the side, but the face isn't quite right. It looks a little, like, pig-nosed.
Perhaps you could use a different reference. Perhaps ask a favor from the other gods? I'm sure one of them would be willing to assist you.
You're right.
And he backhands the cherubim statue. You just watch it burst into bits of marble as the other cherub just kind of recoils and takes a few steps back. As he then looks to your father and just goes,
You heard them. Get to it.
snaps his fingers, and you just watch him from existence.
I suppose we could talk later.
Oh, yes. Well, what was I going to...
He rummages around in his cloak of feathers and procures a timepiece that he would hold up and offer to you.
Hold out my hand.
Once a month, when the clock strikes midnight, you may stop the clock for at least 1 hour. Then you may have time with your father.
It's not much, but thank you.
This may be rescinded in the future, but right now, I require him for a great many things.
Oh, and I had this made as I hold out the holy symbol.
His eyes would bright up again, his feathers would kind of like floof up some as he leans in.
Ooh, I like it. It's very simplistic but intricate.
Yes. With your permission, I would like to make more and perhaps leave them with a small shrine at places of learning that would allow it.
Yes, this I like. This is pleasing to me. I give you my blessing.
Thank you.
Now is that all?
You said you wanted to understand more how the other gods lived, correct?
Yes. The older gods seem to not take favor to those that have just been made. To them we break pacts of old, but I care not for their golden ways. I would just not like to be ended before I begin.
Understandable.
So if I can leave something to maybe capture a bit of information they don't want people knowing, I may have some sort of leverage against their idea of a ratification.
How about this? Next I speak with Tyr, I will ask him what he thinks of you, and if it is somewhat positive, I will see what I can do from there.
Acceptable terms. And in return, I will give you one thing that you wish to learn. In return.
That
To
sounds
give
fair.
me your response, get the written works of a great poet, and write your response in its final page.
Okay.
Now is that all?
I have nothing else.
Should be.
Then leave me to it.
And he would flick his finger, and as he does, you watch a little drop of ink hit the floor, and everything begins to just get slowly swallowed up by this inky blackness, and as it does, you're both forced out of the picture and go stumbling into the ground, just kind of thumped over onto yourselves.
Woo.
Well, that was productive.
Hmm. He's an
Did
interesting
leave me
one.
with more. Indeed. Does leave me with more questions than answers, but what do you think?
I mean, I don't want to say what could go wrong, because what could go wrong, but you did bring up a valid point. You wouldn't do something that would significantly harm you.
I would hope.
Oh, yeah.
But worst comes to worst, I've got you here.
I can try to stop whatever it might be that's starting.
Flashback to the wolf whistle.
Memories like the corners of my mind.
Well, perhaps we should head outside of town to do this, though. A little privacy
Why
never
does it
hurt.
sound familiar?
Wolf whistle.
Specifically, maybe about a mile or so from town.
If you want, you could bring Bomb along. I'm sure he'd be interested.
I'm wondering if we should. I mean,
Yes?
if you have no objections, might as well.
I have none.
Well,
So,
I'll go
I
by
guess we'll
the
go back
pub and
and
grab
grab
him.
him. And I'll wait by the, western gate.
Mhm. We'll see you there then.
Oh, sorry, I forgot to mute before they did that.
Alright, so as you guys spread off and head your own way, Calix, Korro,
Keep trying. Third time lucky.
I'm turning into my grandma. Afro and Ancalagon.
Sure. But I was really basically wondering where is the trash bag?
Trash bag is currently within the shield, as he is currently in an unconscious state.
Would we stumble across him on our way out?
Well,
Driftwood
you
have
never
heard you guys
made
coming in and out.
you never made note of it, and there was no sign of driftwood either.
I mean, passive perception.
Passive perception, you would hear some noise from the kitchen area.
Nothing unusual there.
So,
Just checking.
yeah. So meanwhile, you two. Clem, you make your way upstairs and find a certain bird currently just sat outside Calix's door.
I stand up again and I instead just like gently try and open the door.
Do you actually have a lock on your door? No, I think we established that you did. Yeah. So you push on the door and rattles.
Can't stand there forever.
Yeah.
I hold him up, sure.
I think Calix is mad. I think everyone is mad. You're not mad, are you?
To be honest, I'm a little uneased by it, but let's be honest, it's been done. Maybe you can make use of those years to redeem yourself. Say with a shrug.
It's kind of like... It feels a little weird, but I kind of feel like it's my duty now to carry the lives of those 70 Dragonborns with me and show them the world.
Oh, yeah. Actually, it's kind of the reason why I came here. I
I don't want to take your life.
What? Oh boy! I just take a playful step back with a smirk. No, so you remember that little Otterfolk I was on and off again with? You know, Sunfish? Her and her brother stopped by their place. They're not there anymore, and the Obsidian Order seems to have left their mark in their house.
So they kidnapped.
It looked weirdly, it didn't look too forceful, but I haven't heard from them in a while, and I really need to know what's up, so I could go myself, but I haven't been to the Order in a while, and I feel like going on my own is not the smartest.
I hear exactly what you're saying, but just clear one thing up first. What's the Obsidian Order?
Yeah, so some stuff's happened back before I met you guys. Nothing ever too bad. It's a thieves guild. I was in a rough spot as a kid, and jobs were just not given to me. And me and my brother picked up a few protection details, maybe a few scouting missions to make ends meet and stay off the street. That's what it was. But I get a feeling that Sunfish and Perch are probably a little deeper in the Order nowadays, or at least relocated into the Order. I'm not fully sure, but I need some answers because I need to talk to them. They may know what happened to my brother. I've always suspected it, but that would never crack. And with all this shit with the Lich going on, I need closure.
I understand.
So, can I count on you to help me out here?
Yes.
This isn't going to be any breakout mission or jailbreak. It's just going to be, like I said, I don't feel too comfortable going by myself. It's been a while. Plus, to be honest, between you and me, Clar has always kind of weirded me out. He's not terrible, but he's weird even for a Kenku.
Maybe it's best if I'm not alone right now. I'll join you.
Alright. And I need to keep this thing a little active, just in case I need it, as I pull out the sapphire lace dagger. And by extension, I can't use this, but you see what the Magmans can do. It's best that we keep those with us. It may look sturdy, but that thing cannot hit anything. That is for magic and magic only. So
I will I'll spend half an hour and tune to it then.
Yeah, we can do that as we walk through.
An hour.
Yeah. Okay, yeah.
As we take the scenic route through the cities and head to the sewers past... along the way, I'll stop, grab some nice chocolates. As per...
Something nice.
Yeah.
See, I can't imagine there being no jobs for anyone back at both Ecclesia. Everyone had their part.
Yeah, it's weird. I tried. Me and my brother tried. I mean... Hell, at one point, I tried taking an internship at the Mages Guild just to get off the streets. I was there for about a year. Couldn't even conjure up a simple freaking cantrip.
So the world is an increasingly cruel place the more I look at it.
It is. But I mean, things can change. I mean, just look at this. I snap my finger and the owl pops up on my shoulder. Things can change. I mean, look at this. Magic is at my fingers now.
That is a wonderful cloud up there in the sky. Where did you say this? Is it gone yet?
You stare at the completely cloudless sky.
Oh, come on. This one is simpler than all the others. It doesn't even, as long as it doesn't even open its mouth, it looks normal. Don't ya? So I scratch it.
I can't get it to go right. I can't.
I decide to pet it.
You pet it, and it doesn't feel like feathers. It kind of feels like, like one of those Tesla orbs. It kind of tingles.
Oh, right. Well, it hasn't killed you. That's a good thing.
But yeah, let's
Oh, where
let's
is
head
this?
down to the.
Where is this? Where is this obsidian order?
Okay, it's not. It's down this way. You remember the old fire pits we went too long ago with Deck?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, the order runs that place. I kind of was putting on a bit of show to distance myself from that, but yeah, no, I knew that was there most of the time. But can't put all my cards on the table at once, now, can I?
Okay, I'll try and look.
So opening up one of the manholes that kind of litter parts of the city, you're able to clamber downward into the sewer. As you reach down into it, you would see the dimly lit tunnel, only barely lit by slight bioluminescent fungus that kind of creeps between some of the stonework here and there, leaving patches of visible light in this sickly greenish colour.
Oh man, I've been down here in a few years.
Any traps that we need to look out for?
They're usually a little deeper, but it doesn't hurt to look over. Things might change, I say, as I scan the room.
Yeah, perception check. You've also actually never been to the Obsidian Order's, base. You've never been to their sewer, bunker. You know of it, and you've been to some of the parts in the sewers, but there's no way you've been down into the crypts that are the Obsidian Order's domain.
Okay. Yeah, I had to take the lighter work. 15.
15? So you make your way along and you guide Chair carefully, making sure not to set off any of the rope traps or the occasional panels that are set up. And as you go, you even point out a few of them, there's a swinging axe, and look, a dart gun in the wall here. That's really cleverly hidden. And as you walk along, the stench of the sewer system slowly fades away as you get deeper and deeper into it. The air kind of moist, almost, as you walk along. Clem, would like to give me a 1d4, please.
Interesting.
Why are you so isolating?
When you got secrets to keep, it's best to keep them deep. A happy 4. Oh,
4?
no. Yeah.
Okay. So, as you make your way further down, you would be walking along. Give us another perception check.
13.
13? As you're
I would also-
walking
in
along...
case.
I would also like to help because he's been showing me around what traps are like.
Like an assistant, I suppose, so...
Yes, yeah.
21.
Roll twice, so advantage. 21? Yeah, something you start noticing is, at this point, you would usually have been intercepted by a Kenku or maybe one of the Rangers at this point, but it's oddly quiet. As you find the open crack downwards, it is a large hole in one of the sections of the sewer that drops down into a room below that you can't really see into, as it is pitch black.
I got 60 feet of dark vision without discerning color.
Yeah, you can just see the floor at the bottom then. About 45 feet down, essentially. This drop.
So now.
I don't know, I'll take a look. I imagine you can still kind of brace your fall even with those chains on.
I land like a cat, as the saying were.
Alright. Well, I knew this would come in handy as I activate the mini ring and mage hand my way down.
Once again, you just this like invisible platform as you are just like on this fucking tiny little hand.
I jump down.
Okay, give us an acrobatics check with advantage.
Should have looked out first, but okay.
20.
20? Yeah, it's you drop and your wings splay outwards, bracing you as the air catches against them and it slows your descent. It's not like, perfect parachute landing. It's more like a slow enough so when you land, it's like a thump. And you kind of feel it in your ankles, but, it's no pain or anything.
And I'll deactivate the mini ring when I get down there.
The first thing you would see is about 36 corpses currently lining the floors up towards the entryway that you can see is burst open. Parts of it are cut to ribbons, as you can see one of the parts of the door is held up still like as if it was closed on its hinge. Everyone seems to be as if they had been trying to flee the interior of this space.
I'm horrified to ask, but do I recognize anyone?
History check.
And I'd like to discern cause of death.
Medicine check.
15.
15. Oh, wait.
15?
17.
Okay. 15, you recognize about 8 of them. Local racketeers who had gotten a bit higher position. Basically, the guys who train new guys. You recognize a few of those currently in the pile, faces contorted in horror. And you would be able to tell, from your medicine check, that they have been sliced, stabbed, run through, cut. Some, it's like perfect incisions and slices in different locations, whereas others have had whole limbs cleaved perfectly off.
Is a telltale card from anyone?
What's that?
Like a telltale card of anyone, maybe a particular weapon master?
It is perfect cuts. I will give you that, and that is what you can take of it.
I go into my battle pose. And go on high alert.
Something's not right. If you feel confident enough, maybe we should push a little further.
You want closure? Well, you're right not to come alone, because,
Yeah.
At least we have each other's backs, and that's the most important thing.
Yeah.
I'll go first, and let you know if anything's... I push through the corpses.
I actually hold out. As I hold out my owl hops onto it, and I cast invisibility on the owl.
You are currently mini-mini'd, so that thing is...
I deactivated it when I landed.
Oh, right, okay. I was going to say that it hops on your hand, it just collapses on top of you. So it climbs up onto your hand.
I will cast invisibility on it, clamp up onto Chir's shoulders so I'm not vulnerable, and alright, Chir, you know what I'm about to do. Good old recon.
Okay.
As I send the invisible drone into the room.
It flutters outwards, taking to the sky, and you would see the city of the Obsidian Order, this ramshackle wooden huts all on top of each other in this hidden ratway beneath the city, in this huge dugout cave. And as the owl makes its way in like this big circular motion across, I'd like it to do a perception check.
Oh yeah. And it's worth noting, in case you have them planned, it does have flyby, so it provokes an opportunity of attack. The owl's perception. 2 12s in a row plus its modifier. That page is open, just need to pull it proper. My screen is fucked right now. 15.
15? Cursory glance, you can see the city is completely barren of lighting save for one building, which was that of the head of the Obsidian Order. The streets are lined with corpses. As you do this cursory scan, you don't get like a full view of every street, but from just this cursory scan, there's well over 100 dead.
Oh my. What happened down here? I say at your shoulder. I'm gonna pilot the owl close to the building with the lights.
What is it? What's there?
That's the
So
problem. Nothing's there. Just death and decay.
Cursed your way in, closer and closer, and you can see it looks like what was left of the people there who tried to make a stand. Makeshift barricades and spike traps are currently set up. As you can see, a line of archers, that several of which are impaled on these makeshift spike traps. Other swordsmen are cut down, laid bare, weapons even like sliced into. Currently pinned by an arm, head, and one wing, you would see an Aarakocra, currently pinned to the side, wearing a big black hand mark over one side of his chest. Blood just draining slowly from him, as you can see his throat and thighs have been slashed. He is currently pinned by what appear to be katana.
Is he alive from this perspective? Does he appear?
There's zero movement, so you can't tell from this flyby.
I'm gonna land close by him and do a quick look at him.
So the bird flutters down, and looking up, you would see that it is completely unmoving, and you can see flies buzzing about them. It looks like it's been there for maybe a few weeks.
You said a katana. Is that
currently 3 pinning them, one in his head, one in the wing, and one in his arm.
Do these 3 look familiar? I feel these are gonna look familiar.
Sorry, trying to sneeze. Well, exceedingly, sir. There's only katana in this world are very rare, and you've only ever seen 2 people wield them. One you met on the road with Spunk Orchard, and the other you had heard of in the Obsidian Order.
Okay. And I'm drawing a blank. The name was what again?
Paroxys.
Paroxys.
A member of the Black Hand of the Obsidian Order. Basically the highest of the high.
I'm gonna dispel the owl and then reappear back on my shoulder for its own safety. And I will come to. We might need to go in deeper and get a closer look. I can't investigate with the owl, but
I don't think we're alone.
no, we need to be careful with this. I see there's some katanas down there, and they're these bizarre foreign swords. Remember that guy in the that we met with the flame sword and back when in the town with all the melted snow? Swords like his.
Oh, yeah. Oh.
Yeah, this guy was, these swords sound to match up with his, and he was top shit down here. One of them. One of the 5. Or something like that. But we need to...
Do you think he killed all these people?
These are blade strikes, but his blades are there, so we may have a chance of safety. I mean...
Who cares about more swords than they can wield with their hands? Unless they're like,
yeah,
what,
but those
like
are special
spider?
to him.
Double spider? Triple spider? Is that the term? Like,
No.
like more than 8 arms?
No, he was like some kind of human or elf or some. It's whatever. The details are never that clear.
Okay. You want to go first, or shall I?
Let me go. I saw the path the owl took. I can get us to the building
Alright, so stealth checks from both of you as you begin making your way. Clambering over the corpses at the door, you make your way to the rickety kind of overhang over the major area of the Ratway, and begin making your way down to the city.
Can I assist with him if I go invisible and kind of nudge him in various ways? Kind of guide him?
No.
Okay.
I got 15.
I don't even know if I need to roll with the cloak, but if we're doing a nice 18.
18, 15? Okay. So you both make your way down, and the stench would be kind of hard to bear, as it looks like all these corpses have been left out for maybe a week or two. So the decay is setting in, and you can see that as you begin making your way through all of these rickety shantytown houses, that they are just... there's corpses everywhere. You can see a few buildings where some have tried to hold up, and others where it looks like small, like families who are a part of the Obsidian Order have tried to hide. Blade marks and bodies litter the streets and these homes, and there is no sound at all, except for the occasional drip, drip, drip of blood from corpses maybe on second stories, or some that are laid up against the side, Any place where there's an elevated corpse, there is blood dripping from them.
Am I getting any feedback from my little friend? Is he pretty much unfazed by this?
Oh, your friend. Oh, him, right, yeah. No real reaction.
Okay.
I've just been having thought, all of these guys here, the guy and whoever did this was horrific, but they were criminals. Is it right to kill a criminal? They were just thieves, right? Seems excessive to kill a thief.
Yeah. I mean, to be fair, they're like anyone else. They're just trying to make ends meet in this world. Some of them shared the same fate as me, couldn't find work. Others just more adept in this work and took the easy route in life.
Seems like you have to build a better system instead of... build a bit... this is kind of complicated.
Yeah,
so are you going to continue searching around the city, or are you going to head for the Black Hand's abode?
Yeah, we're heading to the Black Hand's house.
I want to check out that Aarakocra super quick and just make note of it.
Yeah,
I'll be there.
That's
at the house.
So you make your way through, and you would find these set up spike traps and the barricades, the simple log poles hoisted up and carved into makeshift points currently held aloft. You can see that this was where their final stand was set, as there are linemen of archers. You see one or two mages currently set about, but all of them dead. As you reach towards the entryway, you would see currently pinned above the entry to the building would be that Aarakocra. Feathers much paler and shaggier, obviously a very old Aarakocra. Beak a little gnarled to one side, and he's missing fingers on his right hand, like old, long-heeled ones. But he has the mark of one of the Black Hand on his chest. He was one of the 5, the top brass.
Ooh.
I want to search his corpse for anything useful that might give light to this situation.
You'll have to get him down first, as he is currently about 20 feet in the air.
I'll
I
attempt to
extend
jostle him.
my gauntlets, and because they can cut through stone like butter, I just
It's wood, so it's easy enough as you make your way to it, and you can. Sorry.
pull
You
up the
can
katana.
pull
Seeing that he's
a
making
katana
noise, I'm gonna
out.
kind of keep my head around and
Keep your eyes out. So a perception check from you. As you pull out the last katana from his arm, his corpse would just drop and to the floor. His the slit on his throat actually pulls away, and his head would just roll down a few more of the steps.
I take a katana and just like slice, put it through the like links through the chains, held it in place. Might be useful for later. And then I was search the Aarakocra.
Okay.
That's investigation, right?
Yes.
Well, I got a 5, but with my added perception, I get a 6.
A 6.
So you find his coin purse, which has about 6 platinum in it.
Okay.
And there's something connected to his ankle, but you can't figure out how to take it off.
You're just gonna slice his ankle off.
He's dead.
Yeah.
You slice off his ankles and remove the 2 pieces from his shin. And you would, upon closer inspection in the light, and now they're no longer attached to the corpse, you note that they are actually similar to what Meh had. A simple spring-lock mechanism with a blade set into it.
hidden talent.
It's just one blade, so that when he clenched his talons, it would like
Pop out, and he would have almost like a short sword's length of blade.
Oh, I thought you meant something else entirely. Okay.
It's like a hidden blade, but attached to his shin, and slides downwards. But it's a much longer than just a hidden, like a knife. It's more like a small short sword.
This one's certainly seen some stuff. He was a battle-hardened warrior. You said he was the best of the best, right?
I was referring to the guy with the katanas. This guy is this Clar? Or is this...
No, Claw is an Aarakocra. Is that Kenku? Sorry, Kenku.
Yeah. Can I roll a history to maybe see if I can connect the dots who this one was?
Sure.
Come on, history. That's not promising. 11.
Alright. 11? The only thing that would come to mind is Master of the Eastern Wings. You've heard that name get tossed around. He apparently basically owned the Obsidian Order to the east.
Can I relate that to Chir? Yeah, he was,
Well,
he was something.
I guess this guy's not entirely. It's just like a bit like Ancalagon really is not really all good of Aarakocra out there, fortunately.
I mean, they care for their
Sure.
families down here. They treat each other with respect. It's just those who can't make it on the surface. Life sometimes goes a little differently for some folk. Someone is
Apparently it
really good at
makes-
their trade.
Morally, it
Oh,
makes no
fine.
sense. How can these people? I'm not judging. Maybe I am. Is it judging?
Hard to say.
So I'm getting distracted. Let's
Yeah,
move
well,
on.
this is pretty new for you. But trust me, this is new for me too. This is alright. But we should probably take a look inside. This is where they this is where they live, so... And I began looking around the house for traps, first of all, because if these guys are the higher up, they ain't leaving this place undefended.
Sir,
Give us investigation as you enter into the main entryway.
Not perception, huh?
Investigation.
14.
14?
Alright, so as you both enter,
there would be a large sort of entryway before you, and as you enter in, the place would be bereft of any bodies or anything like that, but you would notice a blood trail kind of leads along the floor, and as you're looking at that, you would hear a clink, and as you look about, you would look up as this gas would just flow down on both of you as everything starts to go.
I have advantage. I have Constitution. I have auto resilience.
Is this a poison?
So Constitution saving throw from you.
Is this a poison?
This isn't a poison, no.
So it's magic, but so I get an advantage save on con.
Since
that's going to be good.
Have the resistance.
Oh. A con save. 20 total.
20 total?
You are able to hold out as you're able to quickly, like, hold your breath in. Zircron, as the gas falls down on you, it's not even like you don't even have to take half a breath in before everything's starting to blur and you find your body getting really tired. You just thump to the ground.
Hang on a second.
I'm panic. I'm going to try my best to drag him in.
Alright, so you begin dragging him in. Meanwhile...
my head on a swivel.
Meanwhile... Ancalagon, you would be making your way slowly towards the city, flowing above currently clouded, the edge of the clouds heading towards the main city of Winston, towards Eros. How are you? Are you gonna like take a bit more time and go in down and land and switch to your dragonborn form, or are you gonna try and go in a bit, fly in stealthily and hope you can slip down into one of the alleys?
Well, that depends a bit. There's something that I'm not sure if it's metagaming or not, but I figured my character might realize the same way I suddenly realized, like, oh fuck, trash bag is the thing.
Yes.
As long as you don't consider that metagaming.
No, I'm fine with that.
As I suddenly realized that and tried to contact Calix. Let's see here. Oh no, I have to figure out social things now. My weakness. Calix. I would usually try to check up on a few things first, but I suddenly realized. Do you know where Trash Bag is?
Haven't seen him. Why do you ask?
They need something to occupy them, don't they? Or they get hurt.
If you say so.
Seem to have overheard something. Could you... Where are you right now?
You two would currently be about halfway, just about heading towards the gate now. Like, you'd be just at the gate, heading out.
With those?
Yeah, I'd say it'd probably be Calix would have made it to the gate, and then Ivor and Balm would have met up with them, and then they would have been heading out of it.
Just outside the west gate.
I'll come meet up with you briefly.
Is that Ancalagon?
I know where I left.
Is that
How would he know these? How would he know this? I don't think he knows anything about stones. So, I think Calix is mysteriously talking into a stone for some reason.
I know, I just couldn't resist that joke.
Right, well...
I think I'm gonna have to risk the shield for once.
Well, I'll detect you when you get out.
If you have a second, could you go check up on him? I'll be there soon.
Very well, I'll have a look. I say
As I get on towards the approach and gets close enough, I'll polymorph into a pseudo dragon and glide that the rest of the way.
Okay. Alright. So you poof into your pseudo dragon form and begin your descent downwards towards the city as you guys begin exiting it.
Well,
Mm-hmm.
I figure we find a nice clearing somewhere and see what this does.
Yeah. As long as it's not like last time I walked out of this city with a strange magical item.
Relax.
What happened last time?
Nearly died.
Almost got eaten by wolves.
Yeah.
Why would you let yourself get attacked by wolves?
Wasn't my fault.
It was the otter.
Surprisingly. Yeah. Chipped a little fucker.
Ah.
I don't want to be specious or anything, but I've heard stories about Otterfolk.
Yeah, they're probably true.
Yeah, definitely with ours. Definitely true.
Angry otter
So-
sounds.
You guys are able to make your way to a clearing. Gallium, roll history check.
Oh boy. I
Disadvantage
love
for dissing me and my
cleric.
species.
Spoiler, I don't. That is a 8.
8?
I remember nothing.
You're sat there trying to think, you're now a little paranoid. Is this the clearing? Is this the same clearing? I think you remember that rock. No, maybe not.
I don't think it was, because I think we were on towards the beach.
No, we were heading towards the woods.
Oh, right, okay.
Mhm.
I get mixed
So
up.
right now you're in kind of a clearing near a drop-off towards one of the cliff shore parts. It's not like a massive drop. Like you could like running jump
Yeah.
off and hit the water fine. You know, it's like one of those like cliche diving spots you would see. You know, like buddy college freshman diving off of in some YouTube advert.
Would Ancalagon be arriving at this point?
Well, right now he's a pseudo dragon, so you can't see this tiny little thing just scooting through the sky towards back towards the Spunk orchard because he never specified where you were. So
I told him exactly where we were.
Yeah, towards the
did
gate.
you? Oh,
Yeah,
well, I
I've
was
never
terribly
been to.
spaced out there. Terribly sorry. So and then yes, he would be able to find you. Sorry.
And have I arrived then?
Yes.
As I can't speak anyway, I swoop into the shield.
Swooping into the shield and doing a bit of exploring around, it wouldn't take you long to find Driftwood, who is currently sat on the kitchen table with a currently laid trash bag on the table, and you can see he's set out some like half-baked health potions that Driftwood has regurgitated to try heal him. And they're kind of really low quality because, you know, he hasn't had a health potion to drink, so he can't just, like, perfectly recreate it. So you can see he's kind of basically been drip-feeding him as he's laid there with, like, tissues stuffed in his nostrils. His trash bag is obviously